Hello, this is Jordi Pera, founder of Visioning Tourism 3.0. First of all, thanks to the organizers of Phoenix 4.0 for the opportunity to share this presentation, in which I will explain the vision of Tourist 3.0 and how to develop it in your destination. That is mainly many ideas for developing tourism with positive impacts and make it profitable. This how to turn impacts into profits. Okay. This training will be structured in three main blocks. First, explain the main concepts, the main ideas of marketing and Tourist 3.0. Then the main block is key steps for developing this kind of tourism idea. And finally, some ideas to inspire this tourist development in your destination. Okay, first point, how to inspire tourist development through marketing 3.0. So the idea of Tourist 3.0 is to integrate the concepts of marketing 3.0 created by Philip Kotler. And so these are six main concepts. First of which is triple impact business models. That is with business model destinations that have impacts on the environment, in social impacts on the community, and also financial profitability. Okay, that's one of the main differences of these Tourist 3.0 destination models is how we make them most profitable. Second concept is the idea of a Tourist 3.0. This comes from Richard's Florida, the creative book on the creative society that defines a growing segment of people motivated by values who are willing to advocate and defend the brands who stand for their values, become brand ambassadors, become contributors to all these businesses who work on addressing several specific challenges. Third concept is the concept of co-creation. Many consumers, many tourists are no longer willing to be passive participants, passive consumers in their experiences, but they want to play an active role. They want to create part of this experience and make it more personalized, tailored to their motivations, and make it more special, and thus more memorable as well. Fourth idea is the idea of life-changing experiences. This is somehow related to regenerative experiences, but here we focus only on the change that the experience makes on the tourist. So that can be developing new skills to empower themselves, healing, educational experiences to gain awareness, well, many different possible impacts. The fifth concept is probably the most central concept, that is human spirit marketing. The first marketing we ever knew was marketing 1.0 that was focused on the functional needs of the consumers, addressing their needs for many different kind of problems. Then came marketing 2.0, appealing to the emotions of the consumers. And finally, marketing 3.0 addresses or appeals to the values of the consumers. That is, all the brands who are defined by many values, and so they work on addressing many different kind of social or environmental challenges, attract all the potential consumers concerned about these challenges, and uh, inspires the desire of contributing to these to solving these problems through consuming the services and the products of these brands. And the last one is storytelling, that will be the central part of the marketing strategy of these brands. Okay, stories are the most powerful and persuasive marketing. And here we will see how to make storytelling the key competitive advantage for our destination. So talking about key advantages, key competitive advantages, we summarize them in 4 main ideas. The first is branding. So long as our destination partners with nonprofit organizations that care about these social and environmental challenges within the destination and beyond, our brand gains value at all the attributes of these that these nonprofit organizations bring, and this also attracts many influencers, or these tourist 3.0 that are somehow voluntary influencers to the rest of the market, or at least the like-minded consumers. Second concept, diving a bit more on the storytelling. We know that stories are the most compelling marketing content, but here the good news is that all these tourists that are values-driven and concerned about the mission and concerned about the challenges of the environment and the social challenges will be the creators of the content, and will also deliver this content through the social media, becoming influencers. So here we have all the value-driven influencers who will create and deliver the content, explaining the experiences, these life-changing experiences of the destination, and how these experiences and how this marketing, how this tourism activity addresses the challenges they are concerned about. Third one, the new market segments. Here we have to distinguish between the social groups that need these that have these social challenges, that need some kinds of support. We'll see some examples by the end of the presentation. These will turn out to be our consumers, part of our consumers, part of our tourists. And then, as already introduced, all these tourist 3.0 that are mission value-driven consumers that will become brand ambassadors or influencers, marketing our brand to the like-minded potential clients. Okay, and finally, there comes specific funding opportunities. As you know, there are both public administration programs and also private fundraisers that bring us some opportunities to fund projects addressing all these different kind of social and environmental challenges. So there are specific funding sources for such kind of programs or projects, and then other more, let's say, horizontal or conventional funding programs that also value that have the social or environmental impacts within their assessment criteria, even if it's not their main goal. Okay. Second block, key steps for developing these triple impact models. There are 6 steps. Step number 1, identifying the challenges and concerns, talking to people, observing, talking to the community agents, the NPOs, government bodies, and then further researching on the dimension of the problem and the evolution or trend of this problem. Up to what extent do we have to worry about them? Okay, and finally, also very important, assessing the attitudes and the capacities or the professionality of all the potential partners, all the partners that from which we will need the support to develop our project. Second step, evaluate the funding opportunities, public administration programs, and private fundraisers. See what requirements are in the terms of references, if there are terms of references, what rules and what assessment criteria do they take into account to provide the funds. So in how can we manage to score high in a bidding, or how to convince them to support our project. Okay. Beyond studying these rules, we should also research on previously funded projects or previous projects that have applied for this funding to learn from their success or from their failures. Okay, so sometimes there are many written rules and also non-written rules. We also need to learn. Step number 3, assess feasibility and define priorities. Here we have to tell, once we know the requirements, assessment criteria, once we know all the rules that apply to our likelihood of success, we have to really assess our capacity to score well enough in this application for funding. Okay, so and then draft possible projects defining in accordance to these terms of reference and assessment criteria, so that the project meets their criteria to assess the applicant projects. Okay, also again deeply evaluate the partnerships and attitudes and all the conditions that we need to comply with in order to assess well our likelihood of success. And finally, define the list of priorities in accordance to the kind of projects, the kind of proposals that we are more likely to succeed. Step number 4, there comes the creative process that could start with benchmarking research of similar destinations or destinations with similar resources, destinations addressing the similar challenges. I would also consider, and that is another concept of marketing 3.0, is open innovation, opening the creative process to all the partners and community agents, letting them bring their ideas, so long as also that is especially important to get them involved from the outset and feel them that are net contributors to this project from the very beginning. And so we are likely to get them involved throughout the development of the project if they feel listened to from the very beginning. Okay, here I would also recommend to think out of the box, researching and considering other destinations experiences. There are usually many elements of other destination experiences that can inspire and refine the ideas we are developing. And finally, of course, pretest and iterate this business modeling, this business model or this value proposition before drafting the business plan. That is the next stage. So business plan, once we have pretested and iterated the business model, we have to define clearly the value proposition, key activities, the key resources, the key partners, and so on. Very important, define the theory of change that is explaining clearly how we're gonna make all the promised impacts in the short, mid, and long term, and what metrics we'll use to monitor these impacts. And finally, elaborate the marketing plan with storytelling as a central strategy, and the rest of the business plan, operational plan, financial plan, resources, team, and partners. Okay. Finally, there comes the implementation, presenting the business plan to the prospect partners, to the funding partners, fundraisers, and start by choosing the most enthusiastic clients that are more likely to write the best stories, train them in creating nice stories, measure the results with defined metrics, and share the results with the partners, get their feedback, and see if there's anything we have to improve in our strategy. And finally, a few ideas of socially disadvantaged group that we can address our activities, and through the organizations dealing with them, we can obtain some of these funds I was talking about, and they will be part of our first tourists. So they are receivers of the desired social impacts, and they are also the first tourists drafting many of the stories that will inspire, that will be delivered through our marketing channels. Okay, and many possible ideas for experiences, healing experiences, fauna regeneration programs, so long as the animals are part of the experience, immersive experiences, creative challenges, volunteering programs, social events to satisfy the need for connection, and some literature that I have created and that is freely downloadable in my website to help you deep dive in all these ideas and inspire your tourism development projects. And you can reach me by email in this address whenever you want, and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you.